We heard Krista in the setup earlier talk about the fact that there's been 9 races here, 9 different winners. 2 of those winners are in the field today. We could have a repeat if Kyle Busch or Ron Hornaday makes it to victory lane.
And those were 2 of the very best trucks in practice, along with Mike Skinner.
All those concerns they had a minute ago, Phil, as soon as that green flag waves, they're gone. They're just going to go hammering down into turn 1.
And it is time for the green flag. It goes up in the air. Hornaday breaks the field here at Dover International Speedway into turn 1.
Look at Kyle Busch on the outside, making it 3 wide already.
He just decides to go somewhere where no one else is. Doesn't matter how high or wide he has to go to do it. Look, 3 wide off turn 4 now.
Chad McCumbee on the inside. Johnny Sauter in the middle. Kyle Busch on the outside. 3 wide across the stripe.
Oh, trouble. That's Mike Skinner.
Mike Skinner sideways across the start-finish line.
What a save. That thing had turning back to that outside wall written all over it. Looked a whole lot like it could have looked like Lowe's, didn't it?
Remember how loose his truck was qualifying. Look, he may have a problem. He's trouble.
Wall. Another truck just behind him. It's J.R. Fitzpatrick in the 4.
Hold the brake. Hold the brake.
That's J.R.'s first ride in a Kevin Harvick Incorporated truck.
Coming off tours.
Looks like the left front is flat on that truck. But obviously contact was made to the wall too.
Yeah, JR felt like he had a flat though. Here's Mike Skinner. Let's see if we can take a look back at what happened to Mike Skinner. Look, he's on the inside of Terry Cook. They get together. Terry gets completely sideways, as does Skinner. What a great save by both those guys.
I can't tell you the job Skinner did. That thing was just committed, it looked like, to get back into the outside wall, but he was able to save it. Let's watch him down on the inside. He's vulnerable here. Gets into Terry just a little bit. It about wrecks him, but look at the job Terry Cook does.
Did you see how far his wheels had to be turned to the right to save that truck?
Great job by Mike Skinner to hold on to that truck, as well as Terry Cook. They stay going straight while they were in front of J.R. Fitzpatrick. This is him coming out of turn 2, and he is completely sideways and gets into the inside wall.
He was on the inside of another truck that could have robbed that truck from some air on the rear downforce, just like we saw earlier with Ty Bodine the last couple of races.
Just another look from the 4th turn camera, and you can see, looks like all 4 tires are probably up right there. I think that air just got him, Phil. He got down, pinched down on the low side, and the thing just spun around on him.
This is what the 10 of James Buescher saw just in front of him.
Oh, he clips that apron just a little bit. You don't have to touch that apron much for it to upset that truck.
24-degree banking in the corner. The apron may be banked about 4 or 5 degrees, but that's quite a transition. Terry Cook on pit road.
Yeah, a little contact between him and Mike Skinner, so some left side damage to that number 25 of Terry Cook. J.R. Fitzpatrick is bringing his number 4 onto pit road. Again, we heard Krista in the setup talk about the rebuilt pit road, and let's go down to pit road. Ray Dunlap.
Well, they want to check the tires out on that Ford truck for sure, and John Monson, crew chief, said make sure you guys pull on those fenders a little bit, get it away. They'll go to the right side and do tires over there and get JR back to the racetrack. Now to AA.
And Mike Skinner, obviously one of the big reasons we were under caution here, squirrely on the front part of the straightaway, and they thought they had a right front tire going down. Mike said he wanted to pit, but then after they talked about it, they didn't want to waste a set of tires. He stayed out. They looked at it from the spotter stand. They believe everything is okay, so instead of coming down pit road, they have stayed out, maintained some track position, and they're one of the teams that was able to save a right side set of tires. So they've got 4.5 sets instead of 4, and that could be big late in this race.
He probably thought he had a tire going down, Phil, a little bit because he ran into the side of Terry Cook. He might have thought he knocked the valve stem out of it or just cut the sidewall out of it, made him nervous. But man, I can't tell you, both Terry Cook and Mike Skinner, they made saves you don't see every day.
I couldn't believe how far Terry Cook had to turn his steering wheel to save that truck.
And not only how far he had to turn it, but think about how quick he had to react, Phil. He had to just cram that thing to the right real fast. Then he had to straighten it back up to the left, or he'd hit the outside wall.
And he doesn't expect it. So that's an instantaneous reaction. Let's take a look at it. Watch the front tires on this 25 Harris trucking truck.
Now he has no idea he's going to get it.
Watch the front tires. Look how far they were. They followed the racetrack. When he got sideways, his tires were going straight down the racetrack, and his truck was 30 degrees sideways.
What a save.
Ray Dunlap.
Rick, Phil was talking about tires there at the beginning. Guess what? Kyle Busch is one of those drivers that only has 4 sets of tires for the day. Now, all the crew chiefs up and down pit road were watching that nationwide race, and they realized that running the high side of the track is where you really get that bad wear on the right rear. And Doug George, his crew chief, has told him no more of that running at the top. Kyle's gone from 10th to 4th.
For today, Brian Scott, Colin Brown, Kyle Busch, and Johnny Sauter, your top 5. Green flag back in the air.
Let's see if Kyle Busch listens to Doug George. No, he's going to the top.
I bet he's thinking, well, when I get in the front, I'll go to the bottom. But for now, I'm going to have to use the top.
And
he
not
just
as high.
disposes of Colin Brown. He didn't have to go as high. That's the only reason why, Rick.
Yeah, he was in the second groove, not the third groove that time. And again to the second groove, trying to take second away from Brian Scott.
That truck is right, too. He's driving the heck out of it, making it stick right where he wants to go. Johnny
Sauter dropping back a bit.
You see Todd Bodine looking on the high side of Colin Brown. Todd's got to be racing a little bit nervous. You know, he's an aggressive driver, but he's got to say, I got to get to the finish today. I can't mess up again, and that's a kind of a tough way to race, huh, Phil?
Contact right there. They had some contact.
Debris on the racetrack. We saw it.
Yeah, Colin Brown and Todd Bodine got together. Looks like that. I believe that's Mario Gosselin there in the 72 truck. Yep. Looks like he's flat-sided that truck.
Saw some debris on the racetrack. Some of the trucks got into that also.
Got a flat right front tire there.
Right side of that truck flattened. Yeah, that's Mario
very smart, was it?
We won't be able to comment until we see if we could say one way or the other how smart it was.
Well, he's got a flat side, so something happened there out there. But let's take a look back at the 6 of Colin Brown and the 30 of Todd Bodine. Todd's going to commit to the outside and actually makes a little bit of contact with the right rear corner of that Conway Ford.
Knocked him sideways, too.
As soon as he got sideways, the 13 of Johnny Sauter made the move. There's that debris. Bumper bar.
Probably off of Mario Gosselin's truck, I would think. Slides down the racetrack. Ooh.
Is that Mario that hit it?
A couple trucks got into it.
Yeah, that may have been Mario Gosselin that hit that. And that may have been what caused him to hit the wall. I wonder if that was Colin Brown's bumper bar where Todd made a little bit of contact with him.
Cherry Bomb 200.
Wayne Edwards.
Speedway.
Wayne Edwards in the 48.
That'd be fun to watch.
So our second caution of the day has come out. Mario Gosselin with some damage to the side of his truck. We'll take a quick break and come right back for more green flag racing for the Monster Mile.